Nazi and I play in Reverse Ranjai.
And I'm Bo and I play in Tyrannicide.
Well, what I think is that Antifa organizations are pretty important in the hardcore scene because you always need to represent something you always need an organization against violent behaviors that are based on racism, xenophobia, or whatever these kind of issues, and you really have to raise your voice against these things. So from this perspective, Antifa is a really important organization.
What I think about anti-fascist action or anti-fascist action groups, I think they're pretty crucial to have around. In different places you have a lot of far-right groups. In the Netherlands, where we are from, it's not that bad at the moment. There's not a big physical direct threat of neo-Nazis or fascists in the street. But I think this is also partly due to the fact that there was a active anti-fascist movement in the 90s and in the recent years as well. And this is also why they don't show so much in the streets. And if they do, they're not a big problem most of the times. But I think in a lot of other countries this is really different, and I think it's really important that whenever fascism becomes a threat in the streets as well, that it's not only met by words but also by deed, and you confront them in the streets and actually have a counterforce in the streets that opposes the voices of racism and fascism. And I think it's crucial that this happens before because first fascism manifestates itself in youth culture and in the streets by symbolism and by actions against migrants or left-wing people. And I think this is already really the point to start counter-attacking, and you cannot wait until they're actually up in the politics before you start doing something about it. And anti-fascism in the hardcore scene, I think it's really crucial. Hardcore punk for me is about politics and about self-organization, and I think for me, like, anti-fascism or socialist and anarchist politics are a crucial part of this, and you cannot separate each from each other. Like, as soon as you start accepting fascist or conservative tendencies within the hardcore scene, to me it makes no sense to be part of the scene anymore, because this is why we create our own subculture and our own youth culture that we feel comfortable in. And I don't say it should be necessarily anarchist or socialist, or you should fit into this mold of a certain political tendency, but there's one thing we all share, and that's we are against conservative politics because we are from a punk subculture, and we also don't want any fascists or neo-Nazis because there's just no place for them. Just like that, we cannot organize our own activities, and we can also not make a certain left-wing or anti-authoritarian stand within this hardcore scene, which is for me really important.